2022 Mitsubishi Outlander. I'm hearing that people are having issues with the wireless charging in the console not working. You need the phone, depends on the phone. Some of them you need centered in sideways and front to back. You don't want, if your car came with the welcome mat, the little rubber Outlander, you don't want that in there. You don't want anything in the way between the actual charging part down below and your phone. Other than that, if it's been working and quits working like mine did, what it means is something got too hot or too much and shorted out the system. If you would put your key fob in there, you shouldn't put anything metal over the charger other than a chargeable device. Don't put your key fob there because that can short it out. Don't put a set of keys there, fingernail clipper. You don't really want to put change money there. Or if you just plug too many devices into all the USBs and it quit, there is no fuse that can be replaced. It is a circuit breaker, but it's not one you can reset. It's supposed to reset on its own, and for some reason Mitsubishi didn't put it into their electronics to reset itself. So the only known way that I know of right now to reset it once it doesn't work is to go out and disconnect the main battery to the car for a few minutes and then reconnect the battery and it'll start working. And I'll show you how to do that now. Normally when it's charging, there's a light right there that lights up yellow, and that shows you that it's charging. Obviously you can see mine is not charging. So I'm going to take the phone off. We're going to shut the car off, and I'll show you how to do the battery quick. We got it basically set up here. Here's the underside of the hood, the battery. Red's positive, black is negative. You want to get to the black part, lift this tab up right here, and I'll get you to the bolt. You can push it back, it'll kind of click in place and hold itself up. And then it is a 10 millimeter that disconnects the battery. Put it on that nut, loosen that nut up, won't take much, and then rest by hand. So once that nut is loose, that takes the pressure off, and then you can wiggle the negative side off. You want to let that sit off for about 10 minutes. You want to do the negative side of the battery because it's safer. There's less spark involved in the vehicle, and also if you would happen to be connected here and touch something metal, it won't hurt anything because it's negative on negative. If you unhook the positive side and you touch something metal on the car like that, it could cause a spark and a short, and you don't want to do that. So the simplest, easiest way is to disconnect the negative. So let's assume it's been off long enough now. Put it back on, get it tight by hand. You just want to get it on and get it somewhat squared back into place. We'll tighten it back down with this. It doesn't need much, only about 10 foot-pounds. You can see I'm using a small 1/4 inch socket wrench on a 10 millimeter socket, and I don't put a ton of pressure on it. You just want enough so that it's not, you can't wiggle it. It's not loose, it's not turning. Then we're going to click that back down. We'll go back in the car and we'll see if it works now. Alright, key fob's in my pocket. We will start the car up. Everything looks correct and normal. Everything's starting back up fine. So now let's try the charging port. Let's get a light on in here. And we'll set my phone in the charging port in the middle. And there we go, now it's charging. That little yellow light means it's charging, and it's actually going into a warp charge on the OnePlus phone. So there you go. If your wireless charging spot in your console quits working, you need to disconnect the negative of the battery, let it sit for a minute, reconnect the negative, start it back up, and your charging port should start working again. I hope this helps. Feel free to ask any questions in the comments. Thank you.